please.
My family, my name is Racheal Davis, and I want to talk to you quickly about this big sick where they all over the world we then call coronavirus. Coronavirus is there, a year, and it not get medicine. And some of the ways the way people can get them quickly, now where somebody will get them, cough or sneeze. So do ya make we wash we hand all time with soap and water. Or we can use hand sanitizer. No touch your face. If you want to go out, use your mask all time. When you're in a public place, make sure say you're 6 feet away from the next person. If you want to cough or sneeze, put your hand over your nose and you can do that safely. Make we also listen to the Master Sabi people and the government for any instruction we then give we. This na the thing what we for do for help tap the spread of coronavirus. Thank you.
Welcome to another edition of the Tell It to Racheal show. As you're joining in, please share the video. Welcome. I want to welcome you all on the Tell It to Racheal show on today's edition. Before I introduce my guests, I just want to do a recap of last week. Last week, we talked about how do you know when a woman is a wife material, and I have a couple of gentlemen in the program, and they give me a whole bucket list of things when they fit say woman for require or woman for get to that level for me to consider as a wife material. So today time is at home back on the Tell It to Racheal show. But before I talk about my topic today, I want to go take a short break before I introduce the guest into. I'll be right back.
Hello, Facebook family and friends. This is Racheal Keita, a real estate agent. If you're looking into buying a home, selling a home, please contact me so I can help you. My telephone number is 240-423-5004. I repeat, 240-423-5004. And also, if you have some credit challenges, I have someone that can help you to fix your credit so you can buy. And I have different lenders that I work with that can help you for the first time home buyer program that we have so you can benefit from those homes. Thank you, and God bless you all for listening to my show. Thanks again, God bless.
Okay, welcome back to the Tell It to Racheal show, and that was Racheal Keita, a real talk where they do with house, and if you want to buy house and you get good credit, just contact her. She's a lovely sister in the DMV or any part of America where you just contact her. She's a lovely. So, like I said, welcome back. If you're just joining in, please share the video. And in today's edition of the Tell It to Racheal show, we will be talking about the topic as you see on the screen. How do you know when a man is a husband material? Like I said before, the recap of last week, the man them and give me a whole bucket list of waiting a woman for they judge us a lot last week. So women, it's your time to strike back. So I want to hear you from Una, waiting for the things them where man qualities that women forget or women for sure for consider husband material. So if you're just joining, I'm hearing noise. Okay, if you just joining, please share the video. And like I said, viewers, Una self gets a role for play on the program today. Send your text message, your comments, your thoughts, your opinion, and also share your experience with us. Take part, join the conversation. And now I'll introduce my guest. As always, I have lovely people, vast experienced people that are here to talk about this topic today so that you and I can learn from everything we're talking about today. I'm going to introduce Prince Commander. He was here last week and he was in the middle, but he said in your bucket list. Prince, welcome to the Tally to Racheal show.
Okay, good evening, everybody. I look forward really to this discussion this evening. What I want to say right now is I just want to introduce my own contribution by coming to the conclusion. I did some quick research, and within the research,
We'll get to that one day. We'll get to that one day. We ask you. We'll get to that one day. I just want to come and just see say you day around, okay?
Okay, then that's fine.
Okay. Chris, he was here last week and he said we give it a whole bucket list. All right. On the other hand, I also have Rita. Welcome to the Tele show and say hello to family.
Happy Sunday, everyone. Mi fambu de atel na adu mi na Rita Hara, the CEO and founder of Daughters of Sierra Leone. I want to tell na adu and I want to tell na plenty thank you for always tuning in. I'm not saying not easy. Una thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, I therefore bring out the community woman, the people's woman. I can always say, who is very, open-hearted, very loving, do things, a lot of things in the community. So I want to welcome you to the Tell It to Racheal show and say hello to family.
Hello, Facebook friends. How are you? Thanks for tuning in. This is Sunkari Keita, a real estate agent in Maryland here in the DMV area. If you're looking into buying a home, selling your house, you have credit challenges, I can help. And thank you all for tuning into Racheal's show. We have very interesting topic today for you guys.
Thank you. And finally, last but not the least, my co-host, my lost and found co-host, she's so sweet. Say hello.
Good evening. This is Frances. Are they in and out? I love you, Racheal.
I love you too. All right, okay. Formula, like I say, when I don't see me guess them, these are people who get vast experience. They've been through some of the things that we're talking about today. They don't start reaching, so then they can share their experience with me and give us some personal stories, and make some of you go in that position. They probably you don't know what to do, you don't know who that for assessment, for compensation, it's people me, I'm ready to learn today from this experience. So let's go right to the topic. As you can see on the screen, the topic is how do you know when a man is husband material. So don't forget sending your comments, your thoughts, what you think, and your experience, and we'll put it on the screen right away. I welcome to Frances. Let me just hear you. What do you think, first of all, about the whole topic? What is the analysis of a man being a husband material, as we see in the top?
I can't believe you putting me on the spot first, Racheal. Okay, when it comes to man being a husband material, there's so many aspects to it. Because in your opinion, right, I'm going to be very controversial with this topic today. Before a man become a husband material, he get to get a good training first from a background from home. If you not get a good training from home, how we go become a husband material? And waiting, because we can say, oh, we want husband material, but we women them, waiting we perceive as a husband material. Because what me see as a husband material to me might be different from what you see as a husband material to you. So it's about our own individual needs and our own individual mind as well. But husband material,
You're gonna break it down.
I don't want you to bring this to me first because me are very controversial.
All right, okay. Frances don't talk broadly about the topic. Probably sometimes waiting good for me. Where are they looking look out for in a man? Might not be what you also are looking out for. But so what you think about before we go into the topic properly? What do you think about the whole idea or what's your analysis of a man being a husband material?
Is a married material. The man get for listen to the woman, and also the man always go involve you the woman into decisions then where you want for make or certain things then we want for do. So then kind man then they say na a husband's material, and it's supposed to be listen to work with the team. So when you see that thing in the man, say this man here na a married material. But man way it be say they do things without you and do things alone by himself, and no one involve you inside. No say not to a husband material. It's just a temporary thing because it can go anytime. Because no one gets himself attached with you.
Mm-hmm. All right, okay, so don't break and down for we again, some of the things that we say in a nutshell that when you're in a relationship with a man, man will be always involved you, not so me, they say we, assuming that to they talk about, always involved. So, Rita, I want to also break that down to Fambul, and before we begin inside the nitty gritties of what they want to look out for, or woman them how we test them different, or probably what thing we look out for, not to Indian and the man, but now that we want. We can look at all technicality then. But I just want to make you give Fambul a broad idea of what we can talk about today, what thing at the bucket list. What do you think say can constitute a husband material when you're in a relationship getting to marriage?
For me, example them, I know say all man now husband material. But one of the key things that when me they look inside, say this man for me personally, I can see and say, okay, this is not husband material. One, consistency. You have to be consistent in whatever you do. Either work, either school, whatever you do, you have to be consistent with that. Consistency, that's number one for me, where I feel say I dey look for in any relationship. Because if you're not consistent in things them where you they do, you cannot be a good husband material for me personally. And then two, protector. All women, we need somebody where they protect we. If you not get that man wey able for protect you, I not say, okay, now you go na some side, you no say because you get man wey dey protect you. But a man has to have your back, regardless what. And even if una go some side, you say something when a wrong thing, let him be there and support you and able for protect you. So that way, if una go na host, he go tell you say, but this thing you be do, baby, e not fine. And then two, I like man where they serve. You can either serve na church, a server. You can either serve na church, serve in your community, serve na your country where you come up, serve in so many things. Because with that being said, if you're able for serve without being paid, you serve your community. If your local community need your service, you are there to serve, even now one time a week, then you can be able to serve me. So I feel say for me, then 3 points there. So it really important to me. Like I say again, man material, sometimes what me they look for in a man, not what you they look for in a man. So this na my own things, my own 3 points that way me jot down. I feel saying are things that were very important to me. One, you get for able for serve. Two, you get for able for protect me because we already married for let somebody able for protect we. 3 again, consistency. You have to be consistent. Whatever you do in life, you have to be consistent. So now I get phone and for now me family.
Okay. Thank you very much, Rita. Rita, instead of breaking down, it talk about somebody we're very consistent, and also it talk about somebody where they serve. It can be church, it can be mosque, it can be in an organization, it can be anywhere as long as you serve the community or be services to people where they in need. Okay, like and um Prince, can you unmute your okay, unmute. Okay, good. So Prince, you wanted to say something in the beginning of the program in terms of what you think say woman for be in bucket list, irrespective of you are a man. What do you think say really considering yourself woman for the lookout for when it comes to being having a husband material?
There are loads of things where I don't identify, but as the program they proceed, I will talk some of those points.
Okay.
The first one I put now independence. I feel to say if I get a sister or a daughter, I would like for make the man way he introduced to me, make it be an independent man. Because if we go back to the Bible, what in the Bible talk says, it says from the beginning of creation, God made male and female, and for this cause shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. So if you get a man where always depend on a papa or a mama, that's not a good sign for a good husband. That is one.
Okay, all right. You see, these are very important points. From them, you will watch. Like I say, you self be a part of this program. Send in your comments, your thoughts, your opinion, what you think really as we discuss this topic, because we are all in this together. These are some of the social issues that we're facing every day in our life, and these issues are very much important to us. That is why this platform is created, so we can all come together as women or as men and make we talk, especially women, because we, as we go along in life, we are the more in a disadvantaged position. We are hurting the more. So this now on a platform make we talk about social issues them when they affect we everyday life. And of course, relationship now one thing we're very, very important and paramount to we, especially women them, because we know the role and the daddy role and the mommy role they play together in a relationship. And because sometimes we are not looking out for certain things then in a man, that is why sometimes we get into this bad relationship or this relationship where at the end of the day, you don't know how to get out of it, or it's becoming very controversial. Francis, I want to move to you. We don't talk about the basics, what a man and woman they look out for. But I want to ask you, like everybody say, everybody get what they look for. Woman they get what they look for. But I've seen in a situation where woman, we get this tier where we get this with dream man where we they fantasize about all the time. Oh, I like man where gets tall, dark, and handsome, or I'll let this man where this, that, the physical part of it. And sometimes these people that we decide for choose as life partner or be with are not ready to settle down. But those are the men that we continue to look out for because of inner satisfaction. So in that case, we tend to make the wrong decision and we suffer the consequence. What will you say about this?
To be honest with you, Racheal, that's why I said when it comes to me, it's a bit controversial. That's why I started with that topic, because we women in our generation, especially our generation nowadays, we don't look for what makes the man material. We just settle because we want to settle down, because we think we're actually running out of time. So all our peers are getting married. So that means I need to get married as well. But what we don't really realize is we're choosing the wrong partner. We're not choosing the partner that God has actually ordained for us We're going in front of God to actually choose people who we think is better for us. And that is where problem goes down, goes wrong down along the line. You get a partner and you don't really know what happens to that partner. And you start complaining about that. Questions I want to ask, to me, is a question I want to ask ourselves. We as women who are looking for partners out there are the ones who have already chose their own partner and they think, oh, did I make the right decision? I want us to ask these questions to ourselves. Is the man that we actually chosen as partner, or the man that we actually think they're partners for us, are they trustworthy? Is it a man that you can actually live your life or lay your life on or rely on? Is he really trustworthy? Is it a man that you can actually live amongst your peer, your friends, and that man is actually trustworthy? Is it a man that you can actually live your financial situation with? Let me say, for example, a man who you go give your bank account, someone that you can actually give your bank account to. Is it trustworthy?
Okay.
And the second question I'm going to ask as well, does he actually have a good sense of humor? Because it matters in a relationship. Is this someone you can relate to? Is this someone that's actually, if you're down, you're feeling down today, and that person can actually bring you from that level and bring you back to where you're supposed to be? Or is it a man that you actually just joke with and he felt offended? You have to ask yourself this sort of question during the time you're doing your courtship. Is it the kind of man that can manage the financial situation in your house really well? Or is it that kind of brothers that we actually have in our generation nowadays that actually want to wear the best Gucci shoes and want to wear the best and want to look good on Facebook, or Instagram, social media man, instead of really providing for the house financially? Is it that kind of man that you're looking for? Is that the husband material you have? Because sometimes we see the signs whilst we're dating the person, but we ignore those signs and like, oh, I want to get married because that person is getting married. So is it that kind of man that you actually want? The man that's actually dressed more than you? The man that's actually spend money on alcohol and different things? The man that's actually, we've got so many questions we can ask ourselves. Is that person a family man? That's one of my last one I'm going to ask. Is that man a family man? Does that man love your family? If you're a woman with kids beforehand, does that man really relate to your kids? Is it that man that's going to come abuse your children at home whilst you're at home? Is that man that's actually going to come bring problems between you and your friends and you and your family? You need to ask yourself those questions. And if you can answer those questions truthfully within yourself, then think about it. Is he a husband material for you?
Okay, Francis don't lay the foundation. He don't lay a lot of things. Them were equally then I'm in mind, and I believe say it then or everybody in mind, especially me guess them where they really want for can talk about. And you were I'm sure these are questions where right now you said to think about the try for process and probably you not even look into all those things that Francis just laid out. You not even look at them, and you find yourself in that situation. You don't get into married, and married will end up abuse of your children, of your kid, and everything putting without taking all of these things into consideration. So these are very important points. I'm speaking directly to women where we need for consider strongly, regardless of how we feel. All like fine man. You know what I mean? All like man really good. I mean, it's all good. There's nothing wrong about it. But sometimes those fine boy, those good-looking boy, those Gucci boys, those Versace boys, like are not really the husband material. Are not really the things we want in the future. We're just there to get the show off and everything. So I think it's about time for we begin for be truthful in with decision making. So what you go say to when will you get to that stage? Assuming you are in a relationship, when will you get to that stage? That stage where you go say you don't know with this man here. Oh, I think say this man is good for me. When you get to that stage? So I didn't hear you. You can unmute the mic.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I think been there on mute. Okay,
Yeah.
so when you go know that when you know say the man is trustworthy, how in behavior towards you, how he dey do things with you, then you know say this person is really straightforward with me and honest and love me and caring. Man, where they show you love, you know say this is for me. Because whenever they seek your interest and they put things, I believe say they try to put things together with you, and if they think about something for our future, they go say, okay, this man, I feel say this is the time, I need for settle down with this person. Because if they think about me and they think about involving me in plan, into in future, then say this is for you. Sometimes you dey meet with somebody, you dey like the person, you really want the person, but when you look at the person not care for you, you need to seek your interest. Right there, if you have somebody who is smart, if you not say yes, this person, I don't think it's for me. I think I need for exit and find somebody. Sometimes it's not, about the handsome or what kind of money the person gets or what kind of job the person gets. Now somebody will care for you, will respect you, and will love you. Everything else will fall later. But that caring and love is the one that, women need security. And women need somebody we go pamper them, we go share love. That's one thing about us. So when you have somebody like that, you grab it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You don't let it go.
I think so. Yes. So I think so. Except otherwise, but woman, I think that's obvious. Woman will really like attention. Somebody will care about we. Somebody will go able for take care of where they pamper, where they spoil we. All those are some of these things. But people like you say, will get all these things per one man. You know what I mean? Rita, I'm coming to you. People will say, oh, we'll get all this per one man. And also, sometimes we, the woman, there, like I said, we get to be realistic and be true to ourselves. Sometimes you get the man where they come after you, will want you. We have almost 90% of those qualities. Caring, care for your family, or if you get picking care, show you that love, that concern, protect you, and all of that. Sometimes women don't like those people. They chase after, I don't say their heart, or I don't know if they chase after them do like I don't really get it, but I've seen friends, honestly, where you go see a man will let him, will show all some of them quality. They rather begin to chase after men because of their looks and because of things that don't really make sense. Rita, what could you say about that?
And say sometimes as women them, like you just mentioned, we're looking for the wrong things in the wrong places. Sometimes, like you just say, you go see man we get all this quality in being a husband material, but we are not looking for that. We're looking for that Gucci boy. We're looking for the bank, what is in the bank. We're looking for different things that we're not supposed to be looking for. Because a husband material, where you don't choose somebody, say this is not my partner, it's for life. If you're not person we believe in vows, you're not person we believe in culture and all that. I know they say for the one day things that will not work out, because sometimes, like for me personally, where I dey pray to God for bless me with husband, those are things that I prayed for and what I'm looking for in a husband material. And what I pray for the younger ones, them everybody was getting married. It was a concern to my mom is late. It was a concern to my dad, and I let him know that I don't, people then feel say like you have a witchcraft because all the potential man there, all the man there we get money, all the man there with this, then they come at that time. I feel like, okay, with family pressure, you feel like, okay, you are running out of luck. You're running, if you don't deny this person, you don't deny this person, they think like you are cursed. No, in life as women, we all know what we they look for in a man. Sometimes what me they look for in a man, not what you they look for. So everybody gets what they look for in when it comes to settle down. For me, Then thing I want and name saying and then thing and they me they look for in a man. And what thing I pray to God for, now that they God now it give me. And where God give me down there, I know say stumble block they come up, we go get issues, we go get argument, which is normal in any marriage or in any relationship. But when we go through that thing and there is how we come, how we overcome that situation then day. So for the one them we say that they look for a husband or they look for a husband material, these are questions that you need to ask yourself. Am I ready? Is this man what I'm looking for? Don't shortchange yourself. Don't settle for less because you are under pressure. Because I went through those pressures. Because of me, paddy do this, so me self get for do am. Or because of Jane married to man when I'm millionaire, you get for go. So these are not the criteria. If you man when you married to, you get money, it's a plus. If it's a Gucci guy, it's a plus. But let we as women them, let we know the land for say, because now this person I want for take him. Waiting if not to the right man for you. Waiting what you they look for, not to that kind person they you grab you set to say because of are they under pressure? I married this man under pressure. No, you should not be like that. As a woman and as African women, you have to be strong and know what you want in life. And this is a lifetime commitment. This is a lifetime commitment. Sometimes when people they take and say married not a joke, it's not a joke. It's a vow that you made to that man to be faithful and to love this man and to take care of whatever comes with it. So it's not a joke. So take your time and look at this. Not say, okay, because 10 don't pass me can't be all they married, I need for married. No, not to this tier. So if na clothes you they go buy, say this clothes here, so I need for buy am, Satu don't go buy and so the clothes done, you left am. Not a problem. But team, this not married, this not lifetime thing. Okay, so look at all these things there, so when we don't underline. You must have the people there, they don't talk, Queens don't talk, Auntie Sukari don't talk, and Sister Frances don't talk. So these are things that you need to question yourself. Am I ready? Is this man a husband material? Is this what I want to go through? So now this I go left for now with for now.
All right. Thank you very much. Rita said something very what touched me a little bit. First of all, it talk about we have this thing as women. Like I said, this Latin will get for consider strongly as women. You know, when they watch this show right now, please share the video because these are discussion where we really need. You know, as women, these are issues that will sometimes affect me for the rest of our life just because of one bad decision we'll make because of so-called competition. Because Fatu, a man gets money, a man rich, a man they send and go, they travel up and down. So me say, I have to go look for that kind of man. You know what if Fatu they take? You know what if they be another osne for make it sustain or make it keep that man there? It's different. So please, let's think about it. When we're in a relationship, let us think about it. And also, it also talk about pressure, where I want for really make we touch on, I want come to Prince, regardless of the man, family pressure can kick in, peer pressure can kick in, you know, and a whole lot of things can kick in for make sometimes women get into these bad decisions and begin for settle for less because family don't pressure your sister they all not married, you not married it, you friends they all not married when they go school, you not married it, and at the end of the day you're under pressure and you begin to look for somebody that is not even half of waiting for make husband material. So how you think say women for go after or for handle this kind of pressure they're getting from family or from the community or from friends?
I will respond to the question, but I'm bound for touch on some of the other things that I mentioned, but I'll just respond to your question first. Which I think say is, I think somebody will not allude to that point, they say, enough for be a question of competition, because at the end of the day, if you believe say it's going to be a lifelong decision, if so many people don't married, because if you look at the statistics in terms of people married, forget about the rate of divorce. Think about how many people are happily married. So if you look, say, me party, my sister, they all married because of that, me say one for married, that is the wrong decision. In terms of your own pathway you decide to take, I think I've been talking about this last week. You get for know which are your red line, which are your values, what you actually appreciate, what you actually embrace. If you say, well, you get 20 things that you look out for in a man, but maybe those 20 things, about 10 of them is a no-no, it's a must. You can't forget those 10 things then. So those 10 things then maybe now you red line. And if those are your red line, you get for make sure say, you know, compromise those red lines. If you compromise those red lines and those sort of areas we go say we're not for compromise. Now things we're not able for compromise on, things we're not able for say, well, I get for sort of let go of those things. That is an individual choice for say which I go for accept, which I don't go for accept. Then before you go into marriage. But if you feel to say some of the things them way they look out for are things we know they're not major things, then perhaps you can say, okay, well, I can work on these things here. But the bottom line is you know for rush. So if you rush, then you crash in that decision making day. But I just want to go back into some of the points the way some of the ladies that don't sit this evening. Somebody I don't talk about decision making, say if you get a relationship, you expect let the man involve you in decision making. But if I just start a relationship, and I believe say the man will feel very comfortable for just start engaging you into major decision making. Because
I'm not sure I understood that. But what's reach that point when you reach that point the way the woman for involved in your life?
Okay, fine, good question again. If you don't realize first, okay, if you the man, you realize okay, this woman is somebody I'm able for day with, you don't begin to satisfy yourself in your mind, then you could begin for release certain things into her, certain deep secrets, you could be for release into her. But I'm not believe for say if you just release everything at the outset, and obviously it's a wise decision to do that. Then you could be for your financial stuff, your investment proposal, your long-term aim. But if you just start to go out with somebody for the first 2 months, you go tell them all you better talk, and obviously it's a wise thing to do. But as soon as the relationship is developed, you start seeing things that, I like this woman, we're compatible. They start telling something. You start releasing something to her. But one other thing is very fundamental. We are saying Francis talk about finances. If a man is incompetent in managing finances, this goes both ways though. That is for me is a major red line. If you're incapable of managing finances, that is going to be a recipe for divorce in the long run. You need somebody where competent in managing in finances, possibly when they live above a means. I mean, somebody talk about Gucci, all that stuff. If you're a millionaire, you can buy all those things. But if they work 30,000, 40,000, they want for the buy Gucci, then that's not a wise thing to do. They will say, this man too wasteful. Then you will decide for okay, well, I'm not able to live my life with such a man because this man very, very wasteful. So finance is very, very key. One more thing I want to talk about, we will not talk about it, is no, we're not talking about loyalty, commitment, trust, and confidence. I'm the expected one going to look for those sort of things in a man, somebody be loyal, somebody be committed, somebody you can trust. I suppose I'll talk about trust a little bit. And somebody get confidence in say, this is the man who will be the father of my children. So those are some of the things I believe say women for also look out for in a long-term relationship, even get into marriage.
All right, Francis, I want to come to you. Like, please don't talk so much about putting yourself under pressure. And in a man, they tell me right there, say you don't have to. And to be honest, we don't have to. Like I say, these are things where a lot of women don't go inside because of peer pressure. Because the party they already around me don't marry. So I have to marry at all costs, regardless. I get for settle for less, regardless, or if me party married to somebody we get money, so the competition is right there, I have to do it. Or this tradition, because I want to take you, I want to make you take me to tradition. When tradition say you have some tradition where if the big one not married it, the small one they no go married until that big one they married. So, and some of those things also can affect with decision making when it comes to relationship or trying to get a husband where we go fit into we for future. So how do you see tradition playing into the woman in life when it comes to husband material?
Racheal, that's a very good question. Actually, but before I go into that question, I want to just touch base with Prince. Prince, I did actually, the very first word that actually opened out of my mouth, spoke out of my mouth was trustworthy. A woman get for live with a man who is trustworthy. Because to me, it's very, very important. That's one of the most important aspects in a relationship. So I'll go back. When it comes to tradition, Racheal, we get in tradition, and they even say Leon, but mainly we know of the tradition and they in the Muslim environment, basically. And we can see them in the Nigerian context as well, the Nigerian context. And to me, waiting me to say, when it comes to tradition, we don't move from that kind of generation, Andy. So I'm not even minding tradition, Andy, right now. But it can affect we women then, because when we big one not married it can make we take longer for get married. Because we go say, oh, afterwards my big sister not married it, or my big brother not married it. So I still wait for time. Or then you can get them family we're gonna say, but you're not the small one. So why you not gonna wait till your big sister married before you married? But to me, to be honest with you, when we they look for a husband, or when we young generation they look for husband, I don't think possibly for actually buy into them traditional ending nowadays. Because those that we forefathers then days them, not so even with my mother days them anymore. Now we forefathers days them. So I wouldn't mind those traditions. I wouldn't look for those traditions. I think I would look for a husband way good for me. And if that husband is good for me at that moment, I don't want to say this on camera, but I would say so whatever with the traditional aspect that we go say me not for married me man now because my sister don't married or my sister not married yet. Come on now, or my brother not married yet, so they're the big one. If even at 18 years old and I see somebody way trustworthy, somebody way nice to me, I would touch base on this. Emotional connection is one of the most important aspects of life in a relationship, and sexual connection. We don't talk about it often. I'm going to touch base on that right now. Because when you get a relationship, right? When you get into a relationship, you get to make sure that this person has to connect sexually, emotionally. And if you're not connect sexually and emotionally, forget it. It's never going to work. Because down the line, the man will either get an affair and cheat on you, or the woman will get an affair and cheat on you. That is when confusion begins come in marriage, and you begin to see all this blowing up. So to me, it's one of the most important aspects in a relationship. When I can say, oh, that man did not have you make, or that woman did not have you make, that is not the aspect. It's about how you now also emotionally connect, and how you're not able for work on things then emotionally, and when I say I love you, to me, I love you is just a word. It's just a word, I love you. We can say that word every day. It's about, am I in love with you? It's about falling in love with the person. And when you're in love with the person, I love you. Oh, I love you, baby. Anybody can sit down there. I say it every day. People say it all the time to you. Oh, I love you, Francis. But are you in love with me? Am I in love with you? Am I emotionally connected to you? Am I really, you support me in everything I do? There's so many aspects which if I start, I'm not going to finish. So I'm going to leave it right there. It's about, so when it comes to tradition, I don't mind tradition. I don't look at it in that aspect of relationship.
All right. So, Francis, talk about this tradition and say basic Muslim and Muslim and they into that. But before I really make you respond to that, I want to encourage you when you watch for send you question. Probably you might be in a situation caught up in this kind of situation, or your family members or friend we don't know how to get it right or what to do. So sending you questions. I got experienced guests and I also we go really able for talk to you about it and answer your question hopefully in the way we is supposed to go. So send your message, your opinion, your thoughts on with regards to this topic. So what do you say about tradition? Because Francis talk about Muslim basically more they are into this tradition where if the first gal picking not married it, then the rest of the gal picking then no go married until the first gal picking married. And I believe it's still there. Probably it's not something it is not in the open, but it does exist. And because of that, when they they be unsafe, they run out so late. So by the time the big one they married, then done late, and so eventually they settle for less at their own disadvantage. So what's it was for that?
Well, that one they for say Muslim, then the first one get for married before the small one they married. I'm not gonna say it's not true, but in most cases they happen so, because they're not gonna try for hold the small one then up because the big one not get married it. Even at the small one, now you can be lucky and get somebody for married, huh? Definitely you go married. They're not gonna wait for the big one there. If the big one, when he on turn rich, somebody come for her, instead of get married. Then the Muslim tradition not say so. But it all depends maybe to the family. Sometimes the family members then go say, no, you big one not married it, they no can marry the small one there. I believe say every parent wants in girl picking and married. Whether big or small, when somebody come up for the way they know say a good man, they not go want let them they go past them, then go want for let them picking get married to the man, whether not the big or small.
I want to ask you, Sue. It's a very controversial question, but I want to put onto you and answer. I think say appropriate for answer. Do we have in this? I know it exists. I believe so. In a situation where Muslim them, a lot of them that they defend man for the gal picking them. I don't know. I'm just asking. Like I say, we just need clarity in some of this situation or some of these issues that we hear every now and then. Say, Muslim pardon and defend man them, or generally them pardon and defend them papa and defend man them for them picking them, regardless how the man is whether he don't get 5 woman there or 3 woman there, or whether the man are abuser just because the man gets small team, he get money, the papa or the mama go push the picking to some of their relationship away in the future not good for them.
Yeah, it happened a lot, before. And when parents then they take them picking then give them to somebody for married. Sometimes I think financial security, some of them they look for. They know say this man is well to do, and if he say go for take care of the family, so then go take them picking and give them to the married. And also they know say that them brand law it go help them. Then they look for their own then they look out for
For
themselves.
their own self-interest.
For their own
They look out for
self-interest. So they don't even care whether the Peking love the man or not. Because sometimes there is no love in their marriage than they. And I believe say a relationship again, some people can go married to somebody where they're not love. Then later then build up, relationship, then build up, love. It depends to how the man treat the woman. For let the woman go stick there and say, you know what, this man they do everything for me. I believe say this not a good man. Let me self love him. Like what I would have said me say where sometimes people can say love, love, love. Not the mouth, is in the heart. You get for love the person, then the person say get for love you. So and most of the time now then young picking and then can take they can get it. Sometimes when don't born 2, 3 picking then the woman can therefore left the man. If you see somebody where we say, now in your age group, somebody the kind of man where he wants is young, then he can divorce the man and go. We don't sit down the boku. Then sometimes when they get married to an older man, then stay there. Then born not left picking and they not ever left the relationship. They stay there. But even in nowadays, people make you know, connection for relationship. Then they hook people them up. It's not only Muslim people that do that. Sometimes people in Kinde, they're not, they get, you know, relationships where you get good woman there. They never for find good man there. Some good man themselves Kinde back. When I know somebody where himself now good pussy, you know, la hook them up with this me pussy. Then they can hook them up. Then they end up for marriage. The relationship become a good relationship also. So matching people is not only Muslim people that do that. Everybody is doing it.
Okay, so I just needed that clarity, you know what I mean, because we don't get a lot of, personally, I don't get a lot of talk and hearing a lot of things about that. So I thank you, I appreciate you for that clarity.
Racheal, let me say this, right? Racheal, let me say this. Growing up, right? Growing up, my husband's mom, right? Where I be small. Now tell me, mama say, it say, are the men you begin for me picking. He say, wait, and I say, I mean, the car was support them for you. And the was for you so that me picking go marry you picking. That not me. But you know what? She said this, you know, way I small growing up. And it ended up for happen. You see, she said it. Yes, it is. You know, she said it. I think I was like maybe the elementary school. You know, they talk about what they then growing up. What I say, Mangana, what I say, I can vex. I tell them, not tell me that though. You know, they talk and say, but look how it happened. He became my husband.
All right, that's a sweet story. That's a sweet story. Like you said, some it can work for them, some, you know, it not work for them. Prince, what do you think about our country in the man? What do you think about this hookup thing where so just bring into to light when we're talking about, you know, matchmaking, you know, in terms of the Muslim religion, or now in don't clarify, say everybody's doing it, you know, but in a different way. What do you think about this matchmaking where woman and they hook them up with this guy because they don't say, okay, now serious woman, you want man, you know, low hook them up, you know, she's desperate, low hook them up. You know what I mean? What do you think are some of the advantage probably and few disadvantage when it comes to hookup, looking into consideration the topical they talk about, they can't hook you up to man where you know ready to you ready. What do you think about it?
Well, I don't feel say, I think they don't talk a lot about this in various forms. I don't feel say anything wrong with that because one way or the other, most of we've been hooked up. Because for example, if I get a friend where I know for say is single and a male friend and a female friend, and I know them character them, I can say, well, I know this person also. So I feel something I could be compatible. I will introduce them, they'll go out on a date, it can work and it can work. So the advantage in hooking up is maybe it will save you all this sort of palaver for keep dating and dating and dating until you meet the right person. I feel say it's a good thing as long as there's no pressure for say you get for marry this person. But me feel to say it's a very good thing because all man they do for say, okay, well, even Megan now who they hook come up with Harry because somebody will know say, okay, this guy's single, this lady single, and hook up. It's the side way make an issue with now way they will say, okay, well, this mama go say, okay, I get this my boy picking, the other person will say, I get this my girl picking, then say power partner for married, then that is an issue. For example, Prince Charles and Lady Diana, that's what happened, in a workout. But I don't see anything wrong in introducing somebody, two people together, for if they can get a relationship, for make them. If it work, it work. Because even if you don't know somebody for 5 years, now he married, last 6 months when I divorce. So it's irrespective of how una meet. The bottom line is, are you compatible? Or I get a connection.
Right.
If there's a connection, then that's fine.
It's very, very important.
Yeah.
Okay, Francis, I won't go to you. So, please just pull the word. I mean, what's compatible? Compatibility, very, very important. I mean, you guys, at least one way or the other, want to therefore share some values, things that you people value together, or fun things, because we don't see a relationship where man and woman come all man tight in face, some kind tight, you go the one that waiting on take place. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we separate and everybody they talk to a friend. You see, they're all losing out. All man they laugh, this they laugh here, this they laugh there. But when they come together, they all face twists. You know what I mean? So probably they don't have nothing common. They don't share anything like you mentioned. You know, no fun thing what they enjoy together. And which really, really it's important to me. But what's in really as woman, your first impression, like you get you're in a relationship or you're in courtship with this person, what's in that first impression where you look out for in a man? Like when I just meet up that first impression, because we get this common say first impression goes a long way, like that. But what is your own first impression? Like you see a guy, they toast you and everything. What should you look out for? Because last week, the thing the way they talk about waiting, then they look out for woman Iboku. So I want you to put your bucket list. This is the time for us to fight back. What are we looking for in first impression? Viewers, please send in your comments. I need to know your first impression in a man. Thank you. Francis.
Racheal, you put me right on the spot with that answer, with that question. Come on, girl. When it comes, I got bucket list. As my say, Francis, before I ever got married, when I get married to my Pekina Papa, my mama always tell me, I don't think so you get for married in this life, because reason being your expectation too long for a man. And now we are single again, then keep telling me, waiting, I don't think so you get for offend man because you live too long. Racheal, the problem with me, right? When I meet a guy, as Mr. Queensbury say, me, I prefer when somebody introduce me even to person. Because then I get a heads up about you. I know exactly how you be like. You understand? So to me, the best relationship when we can prefer now when somebody introduce me. Not somebody where they kind of okay me. Because number one, my expectation too long. So number one, I look for your brain. Your brain goes a long way with me. I can tell people and say, you get to be intelligent. You can't just come and begin talk to me about gossiping. Can't begin talk to me about other people and close, or begin talk to me about things that will not make any sense to me. You have to have a brain. You get to get that business mindset. You get to get that business idea. You have to come on, Racheal. For a man for even come talk to me, number one, you get for remember first the kind role, the kind level where you did inside life mentally. You can't be mentally disturbed, and then you can actually chat me with mentally disturbed already. So you get to be intelligent. You have to be intelligent. You get to get that je ne sais quoi in you where you talk to me. You get to actually know your lines where you pick up line with me. You didn't kind of can't me say, oh, fine, but yeah, pick up line very important with me. Fine, but no, those things don't do it for me. You get for at least tell me about, oh, I see you what you do your brain and begin talk to me about something substantial. Then number three, oh God, if I listen for you, the way you dress, your appearance goes a long way to me. They come to me that you actually wear it because it's done your waist. You just say they done your waist, so you can't expect me to take you seriously. No, you have to dress, neat, clean. You get to look clean. Your nails can get to be done, even though you're not right now. But your nails can get to be done. You get to be, smart. You get to get, even when you go to work, but something potential inside, you get to get the future. Come on now, Racheal. You can forget a relationship with your family. That is very important to me. I need to know you've got a relationship with your family. When I talk to you, first of all, I bring the conversation in a way that I know which kind of family background you come out from. You talk to your mama still, you talk to your papa still. You get problem with your sister and brother them. Because you can't talk to me. You can't expect to be in a relationship with me. And then you not get a relationship with your family then for over 10 years, 20 years. To me, that says a lot about you. So you get to get a relationship with your family.
Hold on, Francis, but you get we're in situation some man them just not like for open up in a first date too. Then
Racheal,
self can observe.
first impression goes a long way, as you say. First impression goes a long way. To me, you have to do that first impression thing. If you don't get it right, that is it for me. I don't entertain you. 10 minutes into our conversation, I know exactly what I want. 10 minutes, sometimes even 1 second, just as you open your mouth. With some people, the moment they open their mouth, you know, for saying, no, this is not me. You're like, no, no. It's true. So that first second into the conversation, I'll ask you questions. I will ask you, Racheal, me, I don't go on a date before. When I ask you a question, when was the last time you called your mom? I'll ask you that question. And some man ain't gonna be straight up with me and tell me, oh, I called my mom like yesterday. The thing way they actually even turn me on in a man. That a man will get a relationship with him, man. If you get a good family relationship with him, man, it tells me the kind of man you are.
Okay, hold on, Francis, because those are serious bucket lists. I'm telling you. Like I said, the women are really count.
The answer.
Okay, let me add. There's a question here for you. Juma, they say, but how long will it take for you to know all those qualities if you have already dismissed him out of appearance? I mean, in a time for say you need to forget and time.
Juma, come on, baby. I not dismiss the man out of appearance. I just dismiss the man. You know the kind you wear your trousers down your waist. I look like I go say I know one call name so you trousers they all the way down your butt, your pants they show me from all your waist, the pants they show me, then you expect to come talk to me. That is not the way I brought up. I maybe that the britchishness inside of me. The way I don't get this britchish thing inside of me where a man gets for being very well groomed. But the thing is, your appearance goes a long way to me. Because I don't go take a man, you tell me, say, oh, you're not a doctor, and then you dress like, say, you're not Gagamofi. Come on now, those things don't work for me.
No,
your appearance goes for me.
Sue, before I come to Prince, because Prince, it look like, say, this real bucket list, I don't overflow. Francis, you want to
Right. No, but before I would like to respond to Francis, really. I would like to respond to Francis.
Come in there. I always Sue respond or make me add to waiting Francis say, because somebody here, Juma, don't you think that's been judgmental from the onset?
It's about million idea of a relationship.
Okay, I want to put Sue. I don't want to say up. What is your first impression? What's in your bucket list? Your first impression, like going out days, like going out on a date with this person where you don't look up to say, oh, this might be my husband, or this person can stand out for material. My first impression you look out for.
My first impression is the way you, the man, talk to me, the way you kind of like relate things with me. The first of all, when we go out, the courtesy and the kind of love where you go show me. Not sometimes they say first impression lasts longer, but sometimes some people know they reveal themselves out to you the first time on a meet. Because I tell you, want to know if you self genuine before ever it go try for open up to you. So they just judge and more say you don't behave to me this way or maybe not so. But I say instead one for kind of like see what kind of person you are, and we're not gonna give each other time for know each other and how they relate things. One, you want to know the person in family background. Two, the person in behavior and how they talk to you, the kind of level of respect. Because one thing me they look for relationship is respect. If you get a man who respects you, he respects your family, I believe say those are the key things for relationship. Because when respect not a relationship, it's not a respect. If the man they talk to the woman any kind of way, it's not good. Because some man they sabi for cost. Some man they cost the woman then. Some man they were not to all man they can do that. So those are things that I don't want to see per man. Man will be say we come out, you entertain me the first time. we talk, you know, the way you present yourself to me, the way you kind of like cuddle, you know, because, you know, we women like that cuddle, you know, where you meet with somebody the first time, the way they hold you and kind of like, you know,
the first time. Mm.
yeah, the way they bring you concept to in check. Then they alone don't tell you say
I'm
yes.
gonna come for the first time. Sorry, sis.
The way they hold yourself, where they brace you, where they cuddle yourself, you know, then I one other sign again where you go show say this person, it look like somebody who I can give chance, because that way they hold you, the way they talk to you, the way they think with you.
You get the future that you
Yes,
look out for.
yes. But that way they kind of more when I
Okay.
meet you sit down, the way they talk, the way they talk, say, as you want to talk something, it don't shut you off. As you want to make
This
it,
one.
right away, you know, say this, and you know, then in that in man ego, it kind of like put on force. It want make like say, now in the man, you know, it not kind of like mellow small to you for let you get a chance. So
Well,
you know,
that's like I say, that's a long bucket list, but you know, well, then get for look at time and see how they will fit inside it. For me, like you first date, you know, you talk about courtesy, because some man where you can't long, he go open the mouth for you. Black Africa man, now you starting there.
no,
They go
African
open the
man,
mouth for you. You
African
can't
man,
long.
not open the mouth for woman. So don't look at those things for man. For say when you come, the man go open the mouth for you. It waits because if you're not there, they look for you not go date African man, period, because they are all the same. They don't have that, you know,
Some of
courtesy.
them do
So
have it.
open
Though.
the
Some
door
of
for
them do
you.
have it, Rachel. Some of them do have it. Some of them are fantastic in it. But guess waiting. Then they begin and everything is funny. When you're not able to
I
start,
beg you to,
not
I beg to differ.
yes,
I
some of
beg
them
to
do have
differ. I
it.
just
Then
want to.
begin after 2 days, they not do them again.
Well, that's I just want to say. I know only even complete them, because some people, some man and go start them. Then
They're not
after a
in there.
couple of days or 2, 3 days, when they not feel comfortable, when they begin to feel comfortable relationship, all them things they will make you love them for, all them things they will make you accept them for. They begin for cut and down. They do, yes, I'm being serious here. They begin for cut and down, small, and those some of the things that you fell in love with. Not really the person, but you fell in love with the character of the person. You fell in love with the respect, with the courtesy, with the care what he coincide with in the relationship. And then when he begins to feel comfortable, it cuts and down. That the motor he begin for open for you when you ask her, hey baby, get open the motor, you know, get handbar. You know that kind of thing. So we have to be watchful of those first impressions. That's all I have to say, because they can be very, very deceptive. Okay, Prince, shaking hand. I want to make you come in right into this conversation, Prince.
Okay. First and foremost, I want to respond to Tim Francis when they say first impression for me is a misnomer.
You must say, fake it till you make it.
I just like to comment and laugh.
Because first impression, if you just rely on first impression, you can be so deceived.
Exactly.
Because Una said, and I
That's
don't
what
already
I
answer my own question, say, the things that we go let per man initially, as it become comfortable, decide for drop those things. So if you the possibly rely on first impression, there you go. That's what you're going to get. Because and obviously if you put too much emphasis on first impression, you can put emphasis but not a little bit, with a caveat. The second point where it is, where me feel to say totally correct, intellectual compatibility for me is so crucial. If you get somebody where not intellectually compatible, after sex, what else do you talk about? That for me, that
right.
I would
You
say
go.
woman and man, that's can make relationship done. Because for me, for me to get interest, a sustainable interest in a woman, you get what stimulates my mind. If woman only stimulates my mind, not just sex, then that is, you can get sex from anybody. That is not a good basis. So likewise, and also stuff is about men. If a woman intellectual compatibility is important, that should be a red line. don't settle for somebody where not stimulate your mind, then you're not gonna work. Another thing we talk about where I'm not get any empirical evidence for say that is true or not, but I don't hear so many people talk about it and say we get a good relationship with your mama means say you could be a good husband. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe your mama was a very good example of what a woman should be like. Maybe the woman where the person meets, and I get half of those qualities with mama again. So there is the controversy, because if a man they look for in mama for buying a type of a mama, then gets the same qualities the way a mama gets, that's a big problem. So going back to your point, that is something which if you say, well, I want man we like a mama, you set a very high bar for yourself. If that person in mama was an exemplary woman, are you going to meet that exemplary standard? If you're not, then you're in trouble with that particular mandate. So therefore, it has to be based on what you feel to say you can offer the man, what are your own values, and which are your red line as well. But just making that comparison between a man and his mother, I don't feel to say it will be sustainable.
Racheal, let me answer this one with Queens. Racheal, let me answer this one with Queens. Miss Queens, listen to this one, right? In my own aspect, if the man not gets a relationship with your mama, a good relationship with your mama, I've seen it so many times in my own opinion, in my own aspect of relationship. Racheal asked me, waiting, first impression of a man when I go on a date. So as a first impression, asking the man questions. If that man never gets a good relationship with his mama or in family, to me, it's a red flag. It's a completely big red flag to me. He's trying to tell me, because most of the man them nowadays, they love their mama. They get a very good relationship with their mama, and they learn a lot from their mama. As you say, the standard where the mama can set some of the parents them is very high compared. So that woman did not meet that expectation there. But if a man, when me they go out with, not love your mama, don't talk about the mom in a positive way. Maybe the mama be bad mama, don't get me wrong. You get some mama that will like bad mama them. But if that man doesn't get a relationship with his mama to some extent, to me, Prince, that man is not a good man for me.
I agree.
I agree.
I agree. We look at this.
But Racheal, I'm not fit to say that for being one of the qualities the way go look for say for man for say because sometimes not get a good relationship with your mama. That means for say it could be a red flag. So no.
Exactly. I want to get into that conversation. Francis, I want to get into that conversation. And that will be my last question or what we will discuss on that part. But before we get there, because I just got one question and before we go to that, and we can wrap up quickly. And I want to generally ask, everybody can get your own take on or your own suggestion or opinion on that. Sometimes also the same way we tend to judge men. I know say some of we growing up now we own peer pressure group and all that. We get man them way we be sabi say them man they're like kuman they are there. But there comes a time in their life where they say no. Enough is enough. I need to settle down. I need to move on and get a good relationship. Then probably that man they can meet you. Then you begin remember the thing there when they talk about that man there and all that. That man there they keep man there, or somebody begin to tell you say Francis, that's how we go so. Or so that's how we go so. Sabi that guy and stuff like that. And probably the person don't change and ready for make amends. Don't you want to open up, accept that person there and get your own views personally on that person there rather than judge them from outside? And that might be a good relationship you're losing.
I want hit on that side the way you talk about the man where they can get the past, right? So I give you an example, okay? I like to give example because the example I can always like forgive myself as an example, okay? Like for an example, like my husband, where he been there salon, he been there at the military, everybody know how they be there. I mean, I be humanizer, I get boku boku woman then girlfriend then everywhere. But when me and I meet, I'm not judging for say because oh, I get boku boku girlfriend there, this that. But it's not like that. It completely changed. When me and we meet, we married, it changed completely. It didn't for come out self, it hardly come out. So it's not like that Keta way I be known as salon and where people then be know. Because as the same Keta, oh, you might be lekuma. People that's what people say. Oh, it be lekuma. Oh, that lekuma. But he's not like that. But if I be say I dey take him because everybody be know and say lekuma, then I not give him the chance. We don't live for more than 20 some years. I'm not gonna say go keep girlfriend, but as far as I'm concerned, he's been very, a very good husband to me and me Pikine and to in your family. He's a very good husband. So yes, so I don't judge him by his past. I judge him by the present where he meets me and where we take it to the next level. The past is your past.
I love that.
I take it.
I love that because
sometimes I answer your question.
Francis, I'm coming to you. Yes, sometimes I like personal experience because when you say something that you've experienced and you give it to people, I mean, I get that sense of, I get that connection there. I feel what you're saying. I understand what you're saying because a lot of people in a lost relationship, good relationship, because they've been judgmental, both man and woman. Because they say this man, oh, this woman now with a pass, or this man now they keep boku. I will not give him the chance for making prove himself. So in that case, they lost a lot of good relationship. Okay, over to you, Francis. We're wrapping up now.
Racheal, when it comes to a relationship, right? I always ask this one simple question. How much virgin them when we get outside now the world? How many virgin? They're not that much, especially inside we young generation. We all don't keep, come on. I believe I say somebody must stay out there we know that you don't keep. We go count for your relationship then. But listen to this one, right? My young personal experience I get recently. The person then they put on a list for number 3. The polyman them inside the salon community, wherever it is. I'm not gonna describe. But listen, if not the biggest player we can think about around and everywhere. And so I wouldn't say I wasn't during the days before I get married myself, because during the days before I get married, I was Francis of Peckham in England. So if you say you judge me according to my past life, according to my past relationship, according to my past experience, then I think you miss out on the fun of life. Because reason being, my past not make me who I am today. My past not my experience.
About judging men.
About you. Now they come to you. I'll start first with me. Okay. Me past, now my experience when I go through. Me man the way I keep, now experience the way I don't get. For take me to who side are they so that they get today. Look at somebody they can't to me confession, but I know I'm confessing. Me past now waiting bring me to waiting at the right now. So if me get a man, where the man, everybody don't come to me to say this man has to. Then they still tell me, oh, this man has to now. Man, we don't keep all kind of woman them. This man has to not go there with you. This man has to not go there with you. But listen, my sister, that man day, where he don't keep all kind of woman them. Now the biggest player in the world, maybe now you where he can meet. So this moment here, now you know that woman day where they can actually change in life. Not so you they change them, but now you they can change in life. Maybe you experience the behavior, the way you behave to them. Now you actually see something happen in life day for make it be the man where you expect for be. We're not a player anymore. People then can change. People then go through that phase of life. And that phase of life not to make you the way where you be. People change. And like where he there with you, I always say that moment when that man there with you, the experience where he give you, the life where he show you, now you for judge and by. Not so in past where he come out back. Not the way dating people and they tell you about because you miss out. And make I left the video I was there with this. This me what you have to. Remember for say where you get a man, where that man there inside with you, it there inside your house. Everything what he do for you inside that moment, say, now you man. Now so me they take life. Everything what that man do with me, where he there inside me house, now me man. Where that man come out now do, he open that door to go outside. Everything what he do out there. not to me man. But when you come back inside the house, man, if you understand that property very well, you will understand relationship.
I create cycle. I got it.
You're not going to
All
listen
right,
to people
please.
say then they spoil your relationship. That then say this, then say that, and the all relationship then are this yeah. Take that person, how it behaves to you, how it treats you this moment. Me and done.
Yeah, please, you want to add to this before the car wrap up?
Waiting Francis don't say. Okay. The only thing I get for say is I will come to the conclusion now, yeah. What I want to say is I guess something we I just research before we start this talk where I feel it will be a very good way for wrap things up. It's talking it's a good husband is indeed difficult to find. But no matter how hard it is, women should be patient and faithful enough to wait for the right one. Take note that marriage is a union of two souls who will start a new significant chapter of their lives. It is also the beginning of building a family. Therefore, you should not only think of yourself, but also consider the future of your children and your husband himself.
Okay, that's a good one, and I would say that's a very good one. I want to thank you for that. That's a very good one. And Udage is like people like say Udage is make please. You know, this has been a good conversation. So as we wrap up, so I know we don't talk about all the things, and it's like bucket list them plenty past the man. So we win. All hail to the ladies. You know, because we expectation so high, which is good. There's nothing wrong in we expectation in putting what you want. I mean, that's what you want. So having said all of this, if you get a relationship when are they into courtship and you're looking for all of this bucket list where you personally don't outline here today, and unfortunately this person not get even for fam, but you really love this person, will you give a chance? You go give a chance for help for put them to the person where you want, or will you just give up and say, you know what, I'm out, and they go look for the Mr. Right or the husband material right outside?
One thing I go say, woman, now you didn't make the man to how you want her. You did put her to how you want her. If the man ready, you go put your man to how you want the man for be. You go help him down the line for put things. And sometimes we're not going to listen to each other. And most of the time, man, they're hard-headed. So for let you go get them, you get to be patient. But relationship not patient, not in get them. And you get to be consistent about what you say to them and what you do. And with the hard-headed way they come with, you get to find a way sometimes how you kind of like calm them down, talk to them nicely, and try to put things in a way where you know go feel say it's like you the dictate to them. Because what the man hates is if you say you try for taking manhood away from her. When you the woman want to be the boss or try for be in control, you know, man they not like that. So you try for help him in the line. If it be say the man say ready for help himself. When the man ready for help himself, then you can able for put him to waiting you want her. Let's say for an example, you know, my husband, he been in the military. Before going to the military, he teach, go join the military. Then, you know, we all know what may happen at salon. He left, he come, he didn't he start from scratch. He start from scratch. You know, it's like he put everything behind her. Say, oh, I was this major in salon. No, he don't kind of, know, say this now a different level. He say, okay, he go school. He try to put himself together. He able to finish up, you know, and get himself a good job in the nursing field. You know, first of all, somebody be asking for say, how long go do the LPN? Now I tell her, no, I say you can do more than that. Now I say, why you know go, you know, register in a college and go, take, the nursing. He said, okay, he listened to me. He go, he register. So by then, we pay out of pockets because we get paper. We pay out of pockets. Now somebody said to me, "What's okay? I they rush you, man." So this, I say, you know what? I say, we don't late, we dey behind. I say, yes, I dey rush her. Make it go. Let go. We pay for it. Yes. So down the line, something happen. If we get problem, immigration hold on. Everybody will know now. They hold on for 1 year. A day, 1 year incarceration. I was there. I stood by him and make sure say they not deport her. I did everything. PG Community College by then he take classes. Racheal, I was paying so when he come out he can able to go back to school so they not go for in space go different. So when he come out, the dean say he tell her say he say every day when you wake up in the morning turn to your wife and say I love you. He say she paid all the time even though the semester do finish without you coming. She paid the money for the semester. Where there was only one space in the way the allowance say, okay, well, you can take this, even though it was like 3 months been done left for. Being that because we don't go for 1 year, you're supposed for Cambia and take 1 more year. But because of we in a 4.0 student or more, the allowance let you just join the last class for that 3 months. And we pay for it. It finish up in school. Then it continue back, it get a job. Because I believe in her. Since I believe in her, I help him. And he also listen to me. So we work together, we do things. So that's why I say, you go put the person together to how you want her when the person ready. And the person take it for CC, you say, really ready for help him. You know, go just the talk partner. Because sometimes some people learn, so woman, you they do the man good so, but you they try for dictator, you they try for tell her certain things there, or you they disrespect her. So man no go take her. Because you look at her say, you they help me, but at the same time, they try for disrespect me, they try for do things, they say no. So me thing is, if you want a man and you see her, help him and put her to waiting you want of it. That's why I always like to give myself as an example. Because there are so many things, I always give myself example because I'm a living testimony for some of those things. You see, so Namio
okay, that's what the territorial show does. Give a live example experience. Francis, what in you get for say in your personal opinion? Having said all those bucket lists, like I just said before, if you go give that man opportunity, even though probably it not match up to all the bucket list that you mentioned today, and probably that you haven't even talked about, waiting, you go give the man chance, you go help him for become who you want him to become, or you go just say, waiting, Papa, they go your way, let me go my way, like go look for the one who on my level.
Racheal, one thing where I believe that this life here, so we get to take an example from Mother Bio and Fatima Jabi. We they talk about Fatima Jabi, but she did fantastic. I don't like talking, calling a name, but we get for think wise. I always say that. We get for member for say that now we're president or first lady now. You get for think who side Mother Bio be there and who side Fatima Jabi be there. And who side they also work together to get to this level. So in my own personal opinion, right, I remember very well, me picking and papa, my ex-husband, when we married, now Africa, it be the, maybe the England and Tennessee. I fly go Africa, I did the wedding with him. I bring and come now England, we did together, now us together. And we work together. And he allowed me for be who that I be so that like today. If you not see me on social media during those years, they do African Entrepreneurship Award, they do the Calabash Talk Show, they go to House of Commons, they go down and shoot, they do different things, they go to the British Acrylic. Now, because my husband allowed me for be me. A lot of people, 90% of Sierra Leoneans don't know my ex-husband. They not even see him. At one point, I be even the ask, hey, you sure say you've married? And passport one time, he come with me, then salon party them. Now, because my ex-husband be allow me for be who that I want for be. Now, the same thing I always say to people in this life here. So out of my own experience, where I don't get that is life. when you go into a relationship, it doesn't matter my bucket list or waiting that they look for, or waiting that they look for. When the right person come, Racheal, believe you me, you know that this is the right person. You feel that thing inside of you. You feel him. You feel the person. Say that this is not the right person for me. Make I give this relationship a try. It doesn't matter what your list can be. Sometimes the person you go pick up, they're completely opposite from what you really want in life. But that person, they're not a young person. You're not a changing man. I don't believe in that. For say, hey, make this man has to make it come. If now the left, make it come to the right, make a change and make it be with your hands for make it be. No. Women and get for land this thing alive. You will never ever change a man. Never, ever. You don't go change a man. But you go adapt to that man in situation. The man is gonna adapt to your own lifestyle and your realistic view of a relationship. The two of you get to become adapt to yourself. And when you now adapt to what you now want and what you now want in a relationship, it works out. And when it works out, one person, I always say this, not mind me what so I can make me crazy. Now, one person get for back down in a relationship. One person. It either be the woman or the man. And with the woman, and get for member for say, well, to me, as a Sierra Leonean woman, born in Sierra Leone, raised up in Sierra Leone, spent most of my adult life in England. Me, the one where me the pick up from is this: an African woman, a woman as a old, a godly woman, be you Christian, be you Muslim. You get to remember for you get to be submissive to your husband. You get to remember for the husband are the head of the family. That is what God ordained them for be. Not what we want them to be. And when we talk to the husband them, I don't say who's that woman and they disgrace the husband in the street. Talk to them like a picking them. Talk to them like for say they mean nothing in this life, in society. You get to remember for say the husband, now inner the man. No matter how you talk to them, if even you not get a big queen at home, when you not come out of the home, then you not go ask about me. If even me and me man, you're not go ever, never you give me man the first last street. One day, past the day where we get it for divorce. Yes, divorce can bring a lot of things out of you. But you're not a fight with your husband on the street. You're not a talk to your husband on the street. You're not a talk to your husband, your man, where you say that this man is what you want. Once you don't talk to that man day in a manner where other people in the listing and they talk and go bring and come down. You don't take your man, you can't go to the people in the street, your mama, your papa, go tell your mama, hey, that's what your husband, whether mama they don't get for that your husband. Or the where you people don't get to that husband, that Godzilla will ever come out today. No matter what you do in life, when you disrespect your husband so you pardon them, or your man so you pardon them, the kind of way they look at your husband is completely different in life. So we get a member for say the man them where we they keep. I talk from a woman's point of view. The man the way we they keep, the man the way we they deal with. We get a member for say now we are the woman them. We get for be submissive a little bit. We have to say 50-50. In order to say you have to disrespect your man. You don't need to say anything. And if you get a man, when a man they need you help for make you actually bring and come up, you as a woman, now you get for help that man day for bring and come up to that level. So that's like when we sisters say help a man through education. That's a fantastic, way for build somebody. You help him, and not talk because you want to talk him. It's talk for give we experience. So we the younger one the way they come up. We actually not know waiting our relationship, waiting our marriage. We get to remember this in our life. Right. When you meet somebody, you get for help that person there. Maybe that person there, as that video they see around where the woman the man has it. Maybe that man there is a reason. We don't talk about a reason, no. But we get to say, pick that man there up, help him. You don't help him because that you man. You don't help him because that your husband. You don't help that man there because tomorrow, Bamba, you get picking the way you get for born, or you get picking the way go be in that same situation there. When you go lecture you woman the way they with that picking the help that woman did at that moment there. So to me, when somebody like Mr. sisters them with now, when you meet a man, your expectation they right to make you get. As you see now, I get a longer expectation. But at the same time, now this world so you just remember for say, tomorrow Bamba. The way when you treat that man in this world, the way when you treat that man in this dunya, the way when you treat him like you host, then they get to reflect back upon you. They get to reflect on the picking the way you're born. They get to reflect on which generation they yet unborn to come. So treat we all right. If you get a man at us, treat him like when you go once for making a man, they treat you, that's what you said to treat him. That way the relationship will work and the relationship will be for together. I love you now.
Okay. This is a solid advices and experiences where everybody. Yeah. I mean, Sue experience. It's very inspiring. This is what this show is about. I'm telling you. These are things where they affect we. Trust me, I don't care what people are saying. That thing where they affect with social life every day in with decision making, women them especially. So these are some of the things where we need for here. We're moving forward. Either they start relationship, either they start relationship. We need to hear some of these things. We need to understand some of these things, especially from people that are coming to tell you their own life experience. I think this is a good thing for me. I've learned, Sue, you've inspired me, you've motivated me. Everybody in Ayashodo inspired me and motivated me by your story, by your personal story. And I believe, say, the viewers that are watching and the one that we get for watch in the future are also motivated by all of our stories and instances and everything here. So, Prince, what you want for wrap up with, since we're wrapping up right away?
Okay, very, very interesting points them way Francis talked about. It starts initially with a whole lot of issues, them not issues, expectations and list. And I like how the journey way it take up to the concluding parts of this discussion. It end up with compromise, which is very, very essential for effective relationship. And one thing back we touch on, I don't know if everybody pick up on that particular point there. If what the woman can fail to realize is there are certain things where you go do to a man, where, for example, if you disrespect a man in public, that man sometimes they will say, I don't forgive you. But it can go so deep down inside the core of that man inside key that it will find it so hard for let go. It will say if he forgive you on a superficial level, then something else could crop up, whether it will be a seed for divorce or separation. So women have to be very, very careful what they say to the man then, because public insult, disgrace sometimes is unforgivable. Woman where they disrespect a man in mama, then it sometimes can be unforgivable. So the way we conclude I think that is a lesson that every woman for learn and make sure say, I can get all the plan on us, but for go disgrace a man in public, I think it's a very dangerous thing to do.
All right, thank you very much, Prince. It's been a wonderful, wonderful conversation, I must confess. And, honestly, I've learned a lot. Like I said myself, I've been inspired by your personal stories, all of you. And also, I've been motivated, even the ones one the way they watch. I'm quite sure, a lot of lessons learned here today. I'm telling you. So this is what we do on this platform. We say it like it is. We bring life experience here, and so we can be able to connect with the outside world. So we can be able to connect with our people, as Sierra Leonean women, as Sierra Leonean guys out there that are going through this thing. Rather than sometimes talking about politics, things that are not necessary, let's take a time off. Let's take a time off and think about ourselves. Think about what we go through as family. Think about what we go through as women, as men. What do we go through in our relationship? Because it's the key. If you're not up in a house, now so you can't go on the street. So everything starts from the home. If the man not up in a house, now so you can't go on the street, now so you can't office, now so you can't go in staff room. So everything starts from the home. So this is why we want to talk about things where really, really they affect we homes them or with decision making as men, as women, so that for the future, so that when we go out there, we go out happy, we treat people same, we treat people with love and care. So please share the video. Thank you, Prince. Thank you, Sue. As always, thank you, my co-host, lost and found, not go again on Francis. Thank you so much. And Massa has been absent today. Massa, we miss you. And thank you, Rita. Rita just left because of other couple of things, where you get for go do. I'm so inspired. I'm so honored to have you. As always, thank you for honoring my call at all time. I want to appreciate you, ladies. You look beautiful.
And Racheal, let me say this. Facebook friends and family that you are watching, I'm a real estate agent in Maryland here. If you're looking into buy a home or sell your house, please contact me. If you have credit challenges, I have somebody who can help you to fix your credit. And we have first-time home buyer program that you can benefit from. So please, support me. I'm one of, you. So please, and tell your friends and family members that we have our own sister who is a real estate agent here that can help. So please, and my telephone number is 240-423-5004. You can catch me on Facebook. I'm Sue Keita on Facebook. So I'm asking for your help. I'm asking for your support. Let's support each other, please. So,
I love
Thank
that
you so
too.
much. So this is what we do. This is what it do. Francis, do you want to quickly talk about the book? 1 minute.
Okay, yeah, sure. Why not? I've got it right there with me. Let me just grab it.
All right,
Francis,
thank you very much, Sue. Yeah.
I've got it right there. I'm an author, and this is my book. This is one of the first books I published. It's called The Chronicle of Sinka. As you can see me, I like my brain. So when my brain can cause me, I can write. So the book is available on Amazon, or you can contact me. You can actually buy them. It's a realistic fiction. It actually talks about abuse. And I actually go with them as a first person when I write them. It's not my story, but it could be my story. So it depends what you actually, your personal opinion about it. It's actually called The Chronicle of Sinka. It's about a young girl we born upline and how we actually go through abuse when Papa died. And Papa died, left unto his mama and in brother.
Not
So
about,
in
not about.
brother. So it's a good
Let
story.
people. All right. Okay. Thank you very much. The Chronicle of Sinka, of course, they on Amazon. Please go out and support sisters. Please, women support sister women. When women support women, we break barriers, we break the ceiling. The sky is the limit. So thank you, ladies, and thank you, guests, for watching. Masa, Juma, and other guests. Thank you so much. I love you. Nice week. And till next week, where we bring you more interesting topics. Goodbye.
Good night.